Did you see the video of Tom Brady not being able to hold his booze? You see that?
I saw the video of Tom Brady throwing the Lombardi from one boat to the next.
Oh, I did not see that. I saw him stumbling, just visibly drunk.
No, I wonder if I can find that.
He's got a notoriously strict diet since he wants to play until he's 60 or whatever.
Right.
So you would think a whole bunch of booze would not be on the menu, but you got to give yourself a cheat day once a year, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I also think because he has a strict diet, he doesn't drink very often.
No tolerance.
Yeah, so he's probably not... how can I share this with you?
Oh, we're speaking too kindly of and giving Tom Brady too much credit in this conversation so far.
I know. Barf.
That's right. That's right. That's the correct word to associate. What are you doing now? You're sending me something?
I was trying to... I don't know how to send you this tweet.
Screenshot it?
Because you can see him on his boat giving like the heave-ho, like the 1 and a 2 and a... And everybody on the boat is like, no, he's not. Oh, no. Oh, my God. And it looks like his daughter's like, don't do it. And then on the other side, they catch it and there's jumping. And he's like, oh, gosh. And he kind of covers his face like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I would have died if that would have like kerplunk right in front of their boat.
Yeah, I guess after,
because the Bucks did a Super Bowl victory parade in boats. That was how they did a parade instead of like in the streets. Because Tampa Bay.
Right.
As opposed to like being on a bus. They're on boats.
And you also don't want to mush a bunch of people into the streets.
Right. But there's lots of people on this boat that he tosses the trophy to that are super squished in, 0 masks. And I know that the Bucks have been like tested over and over and over, but...
Right. And constantly going into each other's faces a whole bunch during practice and during games with strangers. I'm impressed they were able to pull off the season in retrospect.
269 games, Matt.
Nice.
Did you hear that?
No.
I'm still trying to figure out how to send you this tweet, and it clicked on the tweet, and it was like somebody play-by-play of the video of Tom Brady. So now I'm getting off Twitter because I'm very distracted, and I don't want it to come over the air.
Yeah, great. I can picture it in my head. Yeah, Tom Brady, there he is tossing one of these trophies around. Me hating him while I'm watching. No, I can imagine this good enough. I don't need to see it.
Tom.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
That was intense. My God.
I'm sorry.
You've been practicing?
Kind of. No, unfortunately, that just comes natural.
Does it? Was it involuntary?
I'm really good at like inappropriate mouth noises. Should be more professional. Thank goodness we are not doing like conference room meetings anymore because
you can't stop. That's an involuntary noise.
It is now.
Okay. Okay. Remember, 95% of all conference room meetings that have ever occurred were pointless. So just a reminder for the listener.
And moving forward, now we'll have sound effects from Kate because she's gotten too used to making them. She doesn't know how to hold back.
Yeah, we have a decent-sized sound effects library. We just can't be bothered to search through it.
Nope.
We're too busy searching the internet for, I don't know, blister pack information.
I was just going to say, what was that thing you called it?
Kate, did you see this thing from the TSA about how much hand sanitizer you can have in your carry-on bag?
No, did they up the amount?
So it says TSA, hashtag did you know? You can travel with 12 ounces of hand sanitizer in your carry-on bag until further notice. We just ask that you remove the container and place it in a separate bin for x-ray screening. Yeah, so previously you can only have 3.4 ounces of hand sanitizer. Now you can bring 12 ounces. So, because, during pandemic, the explosive qualities of liquid change, right? So once the pandemic's over, you'll have to bring the hand sanitizer back down to 3.4 ounces because you could at that point, you could resume exploding a plane potentially if you had more liquid than that. Oh, I was just talking about trying to be less sarcastic. Damn it.
How'd that go?
Not well. I think maybe I made it to the show. I think I made it. think Friday's show, I think I made it, but maybe not.
You know those little, like the 3 ounces of hand sanitizer, they are discouraged at our school. It's just, you don't need hand sanitizer. And then after last school year, they're like, if your child would like to bring their own bottle of hand sanitizer, like it's on. So kids are now carrying like 4 bottles of hand sanitizer attached to their book bags. And
for the miniature ones, is that what you're saying?
Yes, the miniature ones. Gotcha. Yeah. Apparently that's kind of a hip thing to do, is to have your own bottle of hand sanitizer with these cute little things that attach to your book bag. And my kids are mad that they don't get fancy ones. They just get the normal ones. And
what's going on with that, Kate?
I know. I'm not going to spend that much on a hand sanitizer holder. When the hand sanitizer holder is more than the hand sanitizer. No.
But you can continue using the holder over and over and over again, right?
Right. If you can keep it clean. Like some of them look like teddy bears. They just shove a bottle of hand sanitizer in. It's like, yeah, that's going to get dirty real quick. So I let them have the plastic ones.
Yeah. What did you have hanging off your bag when you were a kid? Did you have cool swag hanging off your bag?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't have hand sanitizer. I didn't have any swag. Now the new thing, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't talked to you about this before. Now the new thing is it's a fabric, kind of looks like the shape of a flip-flop, and it's got a little hole cut into it, and somebody gifted 3 of them to us. I'm like, I don't know what these are. They're on a key ring. I'm like, are these bottle openers so you don't hurt your hand? Like, what are these? And like 2 weeks later, she sent me a text. She's like, well, the new big thing is put your chapstick in it, and then you put it on your book bag.
Chapstick holder?
So it's a chapstick holder.
Huh.
And they're pretty cute. They're really cute. But now, yeah, my kiddos have chapstick holders and hand sanitizers hanging off their bags.
But the hand sanitizers aren't in. How do the hand sanitizers hang on to the bag? It's a special.
The hand sanitizer holder.
I thought you said you didn't invest in a hand sanitizer holder.
I did. I just didn't do the really fancy ones.
Oh.
I just did the plastic ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are they explicitly advertised as hand sanitizer holders?
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. You don't want to put those loose in your book bag.
Right.
Hand sanitizer all over your stuff.
And they are usually at the front of the store, right by checkout at Bath and Body Works. So your kids go, hey, I'm getting this cute little hand sanitizer. Can I get this cute little hand sanitizer holder? And you're like, no, you already have a hand sanitizer holder. Get the hand sanitizer and let's get out of here, because I could spend some money there. Oof.
Everyone knows the kids' favorite place is Bath and Body Works. Wow.
My kids don't mind it. They like to pick out their soaps. They like to pick out the hand sanitizers.
Yeah, I could see that being fun. Never mind.
They want to pick out candles, and I'm like, no, because we want to eat this week, and those candles are expensive.
Those candles don't have the appropriate sustenance. Sorry.
Right? Can't eat those.
In a pinch, maybe, if you need to stave off hunger and there's no other food around.
Eat the lemon candle. There you go.
How's a lemon candle taste, you think? It just tastes like wax?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Like, if you're going to light a candle, Matt, or if you're going to buy a candle, what scents do you lean towards?
Didn't we talk about this recently?
I don't know. It's not ringing a bell. What's your fragrance?
What's my fragrance?
What's your
I like it.
What is it? Scent profile.
My scent profile. I like a vanilla candle. I feel like a vanilla candle is a nice neutral candle that can improve the scent of a place. Like this room, for example, when I smell that dead animal smell from time to time.
Right.
How about you?
I lean towards either citrusy, like lemon.
Yeah, we totally had this conversation before.
I feel like we've talked about other things about citrusy, but I don't remember you saying vanilla.
Now I'm doubting everything.
I also like Christmas tree smells, is what I was going to say.
Oh, I think we were talking about teas, maybe.
Maybe that's it. Finley likes the vanilla, like the cookie smell of a candle, and Elliot likes flowers. So they can't ever agree on anything.
Oh, if that's what your kids are fighting over, that's not too bad.
No. I was just, we were talking about kids going to Bath and Body Works. We can't just agree on one thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah. How much is this costing, Mommy, right now? This is why you can't have the fancy hand sanitizer holders that the other kids will let you into their club with.
Exactly. You don't need to be in their club. Start your own club.
Kate's kids shunned at school because they got boring hand sanitizer holders hanging off their bags. Man.
I mean, take it a step further because their mom's so mean. There you go.
And we know she's got the money. I'm just trying to picture the conversation that happened at school when they're getting bullied over not having hand sanitizer holders.
If we've got that kind of issues at our school, we got big problems.
Or little ones. Right?
Or little ones?
Like little problems.
I don't know. If you're getting bullied over hand sanitizer holders, I think that's big problems. Like, in what world does a kid go, ooh, you're not cool because your hand sanitizer holder?
That's better than someone saying, you're too fat and slow to play on our team. Remember that?
Is it better? I think they're both pretty awful, Matt.
Being called fat and slow versus being told that you've got a boring hand sanitizer holder?
You're too poor. Yeah, I think they're both pretty awful. Kids are mean. Kids are the worst.
Are they?
They can be. They really can be.
At what age do you think kids are the worst?
5th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitive and without hesitation.
I know. I used to run an after-school care center in Shawnee, and I loved 3rd grade. Loved 3rd grade because they're starting to get like independent and really funny, and they could do things on their own without like really being all over them. And 4th grade, they were still pretty sweet, but you could tell that they were getting close to 5th grade. And by the time they got into 5th grade, they were full-blown turds.
Oh,
I that was my theory. And then I subbed for a while. And I had a really great 5th grade class, and I told them that. I'm like, you guys, I used to think 5th graders were the worst. You have to prove me wrong. And they did. They were a really, really great class, and now I think they're in high school now. Like, oh.
And now they're the worst.
Now they're really the worst. No.
Wait, so after 5th grade, they trend back toward acceptable? Is that what you're saying?
No. I don't think so.
Oh.
I think 5th grade is when they start, there's hormones, there's independence, there's like, how much can we get away with? I think there's the trying to impress everybody. There's the division of the genders where, girls can't be friends with boys or boys can't be friends with girls as much as I think they'd like to be. And so I think it's been a long time since I've been around 5th graders consecutively, but that was my working theory when I worked in the after-school care, when I worked with kids, that 5th grade was like, oh,
gotcha.
You were so cute 2 years ago. What happened? You're in 5th grade. That's what happened.
All right. Well,
that's my theory.
Good piece of knowledge there from Kate.
I'm also about to have a 5th grader next year. So I'm like, oh, gosh, we're here. We're here. But I will say that kids can be mean super early on.
Don't you think they effectively hone their mean skills in high school, though? They really learn how to needle people,
I thought middle school was harder than high school.
Really?
And when I say middle school, I went to a K through 8. So it wasn't really middle school, but I thought those years, I felt like girls were meaner in middle school. I mean, maybe it's just the day that I'm remembering, but
okay.
I would imagine high school could be pretty hard.
We had like 23, 24, 25 kids in my class, basically K through 8 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And then we graduated with 200 some in high school.
Yep.
That sound familiar to you too?
Well, about 130 is what I graduated with. We started with 150, but...
Either way, with a bigger crowd, you think that influences things? I
think so, because if you don't like the crowd you're with, you can go to another crowd.
There's just more cliques, basically.
Yeah, well, there's more options, more... See, the thing about my class in high school, I felt like cliques always gets a bad word. There were groups. There are definitely different groups, but I felt like in my class, our groups all got along. It was the class above us and the class before us that were full of the mean girls. But our class in general, I thought, like, there were groups, but we all just got along. I don't know.
In the mathematical area of graph theory, a clique is a subset of vertices of an undirected graph such that every two distinct vertices in the clique are adjacent.
But doesn't clique just sound mean? Like or exclusive. Doesn't clique make it sound like it's exclusive? Yeah.
Yeah, I think clique is, yes, it's a negative word.
Yeah. So I would say in our grade there were groups. In the other grades there were cliques.
A clique in the social sciences is a group of individuals who interact with one another and share similar interests. Interacting with cliques is part of normative social development, regardless of gender, ethnicity, or popularity. Although cliques are most commonly studied during adolescence and middle childhood development, they exist in all age groups. They are often bound together by shared social characteristics such as ethnicity and socioeconomic status. Examples of common or stereotypical adolescent cliques include athletes, nerds, and, quote, outsiders.
Outsiders.
Thanks, Wikipedia. Yeah, outsiders in quotes. So, interesting.
Like the greasers and the socias.
Yeah. And you know how to spell clique, Kate?
CLIQUE?
Yes.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to say the word once you spelled it, but that's okay.
I'm sorry. Clique. CLIQUE. Clique.
Sorry, too late. You lost the point, but you did spell it correctly.
Oh, man.
Lost the point.
Did you ever go to a spelling bee?
Did I ever go to one? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I mean, did you ever compete in a spelling bee?
Oh, just the class ones. Just the ones
Right.
that in whatever individual class. No, how about you?
No.
Oh.
I always thought that I was good at spelling, but I never got out of the class spelling bee. It's some smart kids.
Yeah, Spellers. You ever watch it on, was it on ESPN for a while? Maybe it still is.
For a while, I think it was. And I didn't watch it start to finish. I would kind of peek in, check it out, and then move on.
Feel bad about yourself and then move on.
A little bit.
Yeah, me too.
To the point where, like, my kid's spelling now in the car, Finley has a hard time spelling it out loud, but she can write it. And Elliot can spell it out loud and usually get it right when she writes it too. But I was trying to tell Finley, if you can mentally picture yourself, and I was even showing her, put your hand out and write the word on your hand so you can, like, feel yourself writing the word and then spell it. She wasn't quite getting it. So I think we need to watch the spelling bee highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, you can see the kids that look like they're smelling their fingers. And then you can see the kids that are, scribbling with an invisible pen into their palm.
Right.
The various different spelling hacks.
I mean, they give them a board, right? But they don't give them a pen, right?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
I thought they had like a board around their neck.
Oh, do they?
Didn't have a.
Okay.
I thought so. And like a dry erase board or like paper. Maybe not.
Oh, well, now I got to look this up. Scripps spelling bee, is that right?
I don't know. Script or script?
Scripps, SCRIPPS. Yeah, Scripps National Spelling Bee.
What's Scripps?
Scripps is that a publisher?
That makes sense.
Formerly the Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee.
Okay.
Competitions.
Kind of like the Chick-fil-A Bowl. It's the Scripps Spelling Bee.
This Wikipedia article's a lot longer than I would have guessed on the old spelling bee. I have this picture of this guy. He's got a number and his name on a giant, like 8.5 by 11 laminated thing.
Maybe that's what they have.
And so they might lift that up and pretend spell it. Huh, okay.
Yeah, and try to pretend write it. Yeah, That's what I'm thinking.
Interesting.
I just looked up images. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Look at all those smart kids.
Yeah, you can tell. Like, oh, look at the glasses on that kid. Pretty smart.
Oh.
Not all these kids have glasses, actually.
I was going to say.
Most of them actually don't as I scroll through this. Might be contacts. Probably not LASIK, since we need to wait until later in life to get LASIK.
Maybe?
You gotta be in your eyes need to be developed. You gotta get a little bit older. Maybe into your 20s to get LASIK.
I don't know. I don't know anything about eye surgery.
How old to get LASIK? Oh man, we may set a record for number of
Googles today.
DuckDuckGoes, but yeah, Googles. How old do you have to be to get LASIK? It's a question. Blah, blah, blah. you're under the age of 18 or maybe even 21, we're willing to bet the response was something along the lines of you're too young, and they are right. But we are here to tell you why they are right. This is from AmericanRefractiveSurgeryCouncil.org, Kate.
I think they know a thing or two.
I'll be going to this website a lot going forward. Did you know your eyes are among the last of your organs to fully mature? It's true. While most eyes stop growing by the age of 13, for some people it's closer to 20. How do you know if your eyes are fully developed? Often referred to by doctors as achieving ocular maturity. By the way, ocular maturity, I was supposed to see their show in Lawrence tonight. The Bottleneck, but their tour got canceled due to COVID-19.
I was just thinking, if you've got bug eyes at like age 12, get ready. They're only going to get bigger.
God. In addition to being at least 18 and maybe more like your mid-20s, your eyeglass prescription must be stable. There you go. That means it hasn't changed and your vision hasn't changed in more than a year. Once your prescription stabilizes, there's less likelihood of your nearsightedness or farsightedness progressing. Wow, okay. So, yeah, if you see one of these kids, the script spelling bee, and they don't have glasses, they either don't require a prescription, or they're wearing contacts, or they got a little bit aggressive with the LASIK guidelines. So now you know. Very important stuff here on this edition of Matt and Kate today. Available in your podcast player of choice. All right, so you're going to air a grievance. What is it?
I'm going to air a grievance. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2021 nominees. Have you seen this list?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think I have.
Okay. I'm very, very disappointed that at least 1, 2, 3 people weren't already in the class that they're coming in with.
Pat Benatar, is she one of them?
No, she's already in.
I thought she did. Who was I thinking of? Then?
Okay, you know who I'm upset that this is just when they're getting in. I'm upset that Tina Turner, Dionne Warwick, and Carole King are just now getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm very upset about this because you know what class they're coming in with? They're coming in with the Foo Fighters, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Rage Against the Machine.
Snubbed again. Pat Benatar and Dave Matthews absent from. So, no, she's not in there.
Oh. And Iron Maiden and the Go-Go's. I feel like the Go-Go's should have been earlier. I also feel like a little pit in my stomach when I'm like, Foo Fighters and Rage Against the Machine are old enough for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, old enough? Okay.
They've been around long enough that they're going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tina Turner, how was she not already in there? Dionne Warwick? Carole King? Come on. The Go-Go's?
You don't care about Pat Benatar getting snubbed again?
Not as much.
Oh, okay.
I feel bad. But I'm like, if the Go-Go's and Carole King and Tina's just getting in.
Oh, man.
I love me some Tina Turner.
I can tell. She's the best.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Rolling on the river. Left a good job in the... Sorry.
So your grievance is a whole bunch of people are not, or just now gotten to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame after too long, and that Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters team, they're too young.
I would say it's a 2-part grievance. Yes.
A 2-part
I think that's
grievance.
fair to say that these people should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Grievance Part A. Grievance Part B is these guys are not old enough to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Dave Grohl's been around a long time.
A long time, which makes me feel really old. So that's a 3-part grievance.
Oh, so that's why. I see.
Rage Against the Machine is going in with Jay-Z. Doesn't that just feel like, what?
You don't think Jay-Z's too young?
No, I do think he's too young.
Okay.
I also think Rage is too young. They've been around a long time. Not as long as Tina Turner, Dionne Warwick, but...
So basically, you think people who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should have become popular before you had general awareness of bands?
Yes.
If you have memories of these bands coming into existence, or these artists coming into existence,
yes,
not so much.
I'll put Go-Go's The Go-Go's are borderline. Because they're the 80s, sure. But 90s and 2000s, no. Too soon. It's too soon. And LL Cool J. LL Cool J. That?
Ladies love him, Kate.
Ladies love Cool James. I know. I'm just... Mary J. Blige, still got stuff going on. You don't need to be in the Hall of Fame, girl. Devo, whip it real good. And there's a couple of people I've never heard of, so...
And then Pat Benatar's not in there. Okay.
And then Pat Benatar's not in there. Besides, I love rock and roll. Name another Pat Benatar song.
Heartbreaker.
Okay. And by the way, I love rock and roll's Joan Jett. My bad. Pat Benatar and Joan Jett are not the same person. And I think in my brain, I've been confusing them. Shame on me.
Love is a Battlefield, that Pat Benatar.
Yeah, what's the one I'm thinking? We belong to the night. We belong. We belong.
That might be Bonnie Taylor.
No, that's Pat Benatar.
We Belong song. Pat Benatar. Yeah, see all kinds of Pat Benatar songs.
I know. I was confusing her with Joan Jett. I beg your pardon.
Well, I think that's probably a common mistake.
I know. Dark hair,
okay.
80s.
Woman, Kate.
Woman.
So sexist over there.
I know. I know. It's probably the problem. Is Joan Jett in there? I feel like Joan Jett's in.
Okay, let me search. Joan Jett. Joan Jett, Rock Hall. She performed there in 2015. Assume that's when they were inducted. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. See, I was thinking it was Joan Jett when you're like, Pat Benatar. I'm like, she's already in. Yeah, Pat Benatar, not. Joan Jett, yes. Okay. Yeah, okay. How is Pat Benatar not in there, but New York Dolls are getting in there? Todd Rundgren.
Yeah, Todd Rundgren. That's a rock guy, right?
Kate Bush. I don't know. Iron Maiden. They're getting in this year.
Are you going to be okay?
I mean, it's a 3-part grievance, so I'm going to do my best.
It's now a 3-part grievance?
Yeah, because the third part was, it makes me feel old.
Right. Okay.
I also think that Dave Matthews shouldn't be there.
Due to longevity also?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's not old enough. Sorry, Dave. I love you. Not yet. Your time's not yet. Thanks for letting me air out my grievances.
Oh, yeah, sure. So early in the week, you know.
I know.
Get him out of the way on Monday, though. That's good.
Now, maybe that it's out there, I won't dwell on it all week long. Fingers crossed.
You ever write things down that are bothering you?
I used to journal a lot. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a very helpful thing. I don't do it enough, but from time to time, if I get furious enough, I can... And I feel like I've got to write it. I feel like it's got to use a pen. Typing won't do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ever worried that people are going to come across what you wrote?
Yes. That's why I'm thankful that I've got such bad handwriting. It's like I've got encrypted handwriting, Kate.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, sure. Write things down. I hope this person doesn't see this.
Even if they do, they can't read it.
That's why you should have your book of people that are bugging you at home. Unless it's the people at home that are bugging you, and then you keep that one at work.
I was going to say, so do you immediately write about these grievances, or do you like take it home and then write it down?
Once again, I haven't done this too awful much in general, just a few times.
Okay.
But those times were at home. Yeah. I think it's because it was one of those things where something occupies my mind. And I'm like, this is bugging me. And I bet, go write it down, get it out of your brain and get it onto a thing and go to sleep. I don't know. You?
Interesting. No.
It's been very helpful. I need to do it more, probably. Although that implies that I'm in a constant state of fury. But there are breaks. There are breaks.
I was just thinking if you write it down when it's happening, then do you not carry it with you? But can you write it down when it's happening because you're at work and you don't want the people that are making you upset at work to know, oh, Matt's nose deep in his notebook again. He must be pissed off about somebody.
No, I do okay in the moment. It's in my idle time that my brain can get a little bit worked up in a variety of different directions. And so channeling that into something outside of my brain is helpful. You know, whether that's writing it down or Maybe getting up on the piano. The piano's a nice thing if you can play music instrument. That's a good thing to do.
I was just going to say, yeah. Have you written anything lately? Musically?
Nope. I've been too obsessed with the video game stuff. So I kind of go through cycles on that. That'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the retro room all set up.
Indeed. Yeah, I got my little retro gaming. It's not quite a computer, but it is kind of a computer thing last week, and I got it all set up. I got it set up a lot quicker than I thought I would. I was very impressed with my technical prowess when I pulled it off. I was like, okay, maybe my brain isn't all dried up and unable to learn new things. Way to go.
Oh, Matt.
Yes, Kate?
Your brain's not all dried up.
Oh, no, sometimes, Kate. I do worry. I've probably expressed that to you before, how I do worry about becoming that person. It's like, oh, a new way to do a thing. No.
I worry about you, too.
Thanks. That makes me feel better.
You've got that written all over you. But I think you make a conscious effort. So, yes, it's maybe one of your fears. But I think you make a conscious effort to find other ways to do things. That you're not like, oh, I'm not going to do it this way because it's the way I've always done it.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, in fact, I feel like if I get into a rut, I feel like, oh, man, it's kind of, am I evolving here? Am I doing the same thing the same way as that produce? And I will just go ahead and kind of turn over the tea table and start over. I'm trying to think what the expression is.
I've never heard turn over the tea table, so put that in your list of sayings.
I butchered it, so I'll have to come back to it. But basically, I just upend things and be like, okay, well, this is how I'm going to organize things for a bit, and let's see how that goes. And just to get in a different frame of mind, almost.
Right?
Yeah.
That's good. What kind of organizer are you? Like, okay, I'm learning things, Matt. So there's some lady like the clutter bug, and there's 4 different ways of organizing, and they're all cutesy named, and I should probably be more prepared to have this conversation. But like one's a bee, and the bee needs to see everything, and one's a ladybug, and the ladybug just needs to have things like put away, and I think one's a cricket. Like yeah, I know. I should have had these. Like I told you, I'm learning, so I'm not schooled in it yet, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of organizer I am. I think I go half and half to like just needs to be put away where I can't see it versus it's got a system and it's, away with a working system.
I aspire to that last one, but I guess the natural pattern I fall into, at least at home, because pretty well organized when it comes to work, is I guess I'm bee-like. What does that mean? You're floating about and you can see all the different things?
I think so.
Like all your things have vomited about the room instead of being filed away neatly somewhere?
No, but like clear containers. Oh. Like when you've got things in your medicine cabinet, you can see everything. Like,
oh, okay.
As opposed to like having things in a shoebox. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. No, then I guess I'm zero type of organizer.
I'm going to do more homework so we can find out, so that I can present this a little bit more like there's a bunch of bugs and again, I'm learning.
I think I learned a lot right there.
You're welcome.
Oh, thanks.
There's the sarcastic, you're welcome. No, that was what I wanted to make Monty watch this video over the weekend so he could kind of get an idea of what he likes, and I could, maybe what I like, and, where can we meet in the middle as far as setting up the new house? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. It's just reminding me that I do have a lot of organizing I should do at my house, and I'm not making any moves. I'm not physically moving myself from one place to another. I'm not changing homes. There we go. It's probably a sentence that makes sense.
There you go.
Anytime soon that I know of.
That you know of.
And place needs to get organized, and then I'm going to organize next weekend. And then the weekend gets here, I'm like, organize? That's work. On a weekend? No.
I know.
I don't think so.
Something that I learned, though, probably about 2 weeks ago I'm hoping it stays with me when we set up the house, and maybe when you're saying getting it organized, because it has stuck with me, that your system needs to be as easy as blowing it off. That it's just as easy to drop your coat on the chair as it is to put it on a hook in the closet. Like whatever system you're trying to put in place, it's got to be as easy of a system as not doing it would be.
Yeah, the only barrier there is actually establishing that system and putting the hook on the wall or whatever.
Okay.
So you got to get to that point, right?
Right. So, like, I'm trying to tell the girls, like, it's just as easy to put your coat on the hook. It's just, and we've got hooks right now for them. I have the coat closet in the apartment that I'm trying really hard to hang up coats, particularly my coat, instead of just dropping it on the back of the couch. So, especially when you're not used to systems and trying to be organized, like it's going to take some work. So
yeah,
I'm trying to give our family a little bit of grace, because when we get in the new house, nice mom is gone.
Have it so that when you put the coat on a hook, a piece of candy comes out. Some positive reinforcement.
Right?
Some positive reinforcement.
Hey, when you put your coat on the hook, you get to keep living here.
There you go. Very important
You're
lesson
welcome.
today, Kate. Thanks.
I'm trying to think of what else could I tell the girls. Hey, when you put your coat on the hook, your mom doesn't lose her mind. Isn't that good? Yeah. Yep. I think I'm putting an enormous amount of pressure on me for the new house. But it's like if I can study or figure some things out before we get there, then maybe it won't be as chaotic once we're there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to establish right at the beginning probably than it is to just unload everything into an unorganized mess and then put it back together. Yeah.
I mean, fully knowing that we'll be in a new space that we've never been in before, so maybe a system that we started at the apartment won't work at the house, and so you're going to have to adapt. But just going in there blindly like everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows is not working for me when I lay in bed at night. So it's like, okay.
There you go. You could write that down.
Write that down.
Or just write it into your palm or something.
There you go. Not think about it over and over.